you will be able to see the teacher better. So if you want to go to speaker view, I'm going to introduce myself again one more time, and then I'm going to let Mrs. Fleischer and Miss Weibel introduce themselves, and then we'll go through and we'll do this little activity. So if you were on yesterday or you weren't on yesterday, I'm Mr. Hoffman, so I will be your 4th grade teacher this year. I'm super excited to get started. I know it's hard that we're doing on the computer, but I promise I'm going to do everything I can to make that as engaging as possible and give us some fun stuff to do. We're going to mix it up and do a lot of cool activities you guys maybe do in the spring when you were on here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Weibel, and I'm going to let Miss Weibel introduce herself.
All right. Hello, everybody. I met some of you when we were handing out school supplies, but my name is Miss Weibel, and I am in college, so I am learning how to be a teacher right now, and I will be with you guys for the first semester.
I'm not explaining something well.
All right, Miss Fleischer.
Hi, everyone. I am Mrs. Fleischer. I know many of you. We have worked together when we were in kindergarten and 1st grade, or I've seen you in the hallway or at car riders, but I am the English language teacher for 4th grade, and I'm excited to be with you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Sorry, you guys might be hearing little beeps, but there are some people who are logging on it and it gives me a notification. So if you hear that beep,
Mr. Hoffman, I will admit them since you're doing most of the talking.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, let's see if I can get my screen shared.
Alexander, can you mute yourself, please? Do you know how to do that?
All right, can everybody see my screen? So we are going to play we'll do a little pop quiz this morning it's about myself and Miss Weibel. And so if you want to start, if you want to type in the chat box, your guess, so we expect you guys to know all the answers. We do not expect you to know all the answers, but.
Clay, can you please mute yourself? Okay, good.
We don't expect you to know all the answers, but you can just make your best guess. So we're going to switch back and forward between myself and Miss Weibel, some quick quiz questions. And we're going to give you a chance to try to make those guesses. So your first question, you can type your answer guess in the chat box. So the first question is, how old do you think I am, Mr. Hoffman? How old do you think I am? So A, 28, B, 32, C, 24, or D, 45? How old do you think I am? 45. 45. Give you about 10 more seconds. If you guessed 28, you are correct. I'm 28. I will be 29 in like 2 weeks. So I'm almost 29. If you said 45, it might be the beard. Maybe I'm throwing people off with the beard. We'll go to Miss Weibel. So here's her question.
All right. How old do you think I am? A is 23, B is 14, C is 30, and D is 21. So type it in the chat box. How old do you think I am? All right, I'll give you guys like 10 more seconds. Okay, if you guessed D21, you are correct. I'm a little offended. I hope I don't look 30. Play.
All right, I'll move on to our next question. So
do I get to, get to guess mine?
Go ahead, Mrs. Fleischer. Yeah, if you want to share yours, go ahead.
How old do you think I am? A, 27, B, 57, C, 48, or D, 33? The answers aren't there because I am not, there's no screen for me. Okay, if you guessed 33, I love you, but I am 48. My birthday was 2 weeks ago, July 17th, and I am 48 years old.
All righty. Thank you, Mrs. Fleischer. We'll move on to the next one. Where do you think I went to college? A, Purdue University, B, Indiana University, C, Hanover College, or D, Butler University? Where do you think I went to college? Alexander, let's see. Everybody, 10 more sentences. I see a lot of Butler University guesses, which I mean it is in Indianapolis.
You got a Hanover guess.
The correct answer for me is B. I actually went to IU, Indiana University. I was a Hoosier, a big IU fan. Moving on to the next slide.
All right, same question for me. Do you think that I went to Purdue University, Indiana University, Hanover College, or Butler University? Go ahead and type your guesses in the chat box. A couple more seconds. Type your answer if you haven't. If you said Hanover College, you are correct. I'm actually wearing a Hanover sweatshirt, so that might have given you a little bit of a hint. It's a really small college in southern Indiana. It's about 2 hours away from here.
Okay, I have mine up here. Do you think I went to A, Indiana University, B, Washington University in St. Louis, C, New York University, or D, Butler University? Are these showing up backwards or okay?
No, it's showing up the right way. Give like 20 more seconds.
Okay, it looks like you're slowing down. So my son goes to Indiana University. I am from New York, where NYU is, where New York University is. We live near Butler, but I went to Washington University in St. Louis, which is about 4 hours away from here, just on the other side of the Mississippi River.
Awesome. Let's see, next question is for me, and it is, how many years do you think I have been teaching? Now, this is not how many years I've been at Nora. This is how many years do you think I've been teaching? Go. Start video. How many years? Type your answers in the chat. How many years do you think I've been teaching? Not at Nora, and just been teaching. Got a lot of variety of answers on this one. So I'm gonna give you about 10 more seconds. This is my 6th year at Nora, but if you include when I was at some other places and what I did in high school when I taught for a semester and everything like that, I've actually been teaching for 9 years. So I have 9 years of teaching experience, but I've been at Nora for 6 years. I'm gonna let Miss Weibel go ahead and go with her same question.
All right, so my options for how many years I've been teaching, A is 2 years, B is 5 years, C is 4 years, and D is 12 years. All right, so if you said 4 years, that is correct. I started teaching my senior year of high school. I taught 4th grade at Orchard Park Elementary.
All right, Mrs. Fleischer.
Okay. Is it A, 12 years, B, 17 years, C, 10 years, or D, 7 years?
I don't think I know this answer. You're getting a lot of 12 and 17 guesses, Mrs. Fleischer.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are all wrong. Although I am 48 years old, teaching was a career change for me. I owned a t-shirt company for 17 years, and then I became a teacher 10 years ago. So I've been teaching for 10 years. I'm not going to count years of student teaching and stuff like that, but then you would get the 12 years correct. But I have been a teacher for 10 years, and I've been at Nora. This is my 7th year at Nora.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Fleischer. All right, we're going to move a little bit away from the teaching questions and have you make some personal choice or some of our opinion questions. So what do you think is my favorite food? A, pizza, B, steak, C, green beans, or D, grilled cheese? What do you think is my favorite food? A lot of pizza guesses here. Pizza and steak, a lot of pizza and steak guesses. Pizza, steak, pizza, steak. I'll give you about 10 more seconds to make your guess. CJ says grilled cheese. The lone wolf in not saying pizza or steak. All right, the correct answer is D, it's grilled cheese. I always say if I was not a teacher, I would open my own like gourmet fancy grilled cheese restaurant. I love to make grilled cheese. I have like a bunch of different kinds I make, and I have names, fancy names for all of them. Steak is probably one of my favorite things to cook. I like to cook steak on the grill a lot, but my favorite food to make and eat for myself is definitely a grilled cheese sandwich. I know, that's kind of random. All right, I'll let Ms. Weibel turn it over to her question.
All right, so what do you think my favorite food is? Pizza, baked potato, ice cream, or fried chicken? Let me know what you think. See quite a few ice creams. All right, not very many people said this, but my favorite food is a baked potato, and I love a loaded baked potato. I like the butter, cheese, sour cream, everything on it.
Asil said this makes him hungry.
Okay, here's mine. Okay, what is my favorite food? A, shrimp, B, pizza, C, ice cream, or D, sushi?
Yeah, a lot of shrimp and sushi guesses. Shrimp, shrimp, shrimp.
Shrimp, shrimp, shrimp. Wow. Well, I could combine two of them, right? I could have shrimp sushi, and that could be my favorite. But my favorite actually is sushi, or Japanese food in general. They're both fish, that's right.
Seafood. All right, last question on the little pop quiz for each person. Here's the last one. What is my favorite animal? Is it A, tiger, B, dolphin, C, zebra, or D, a great white shark? White shark, tiger, and dolphin have been said as well.
I
Clay,
said for sure. For sure.
Clay is positive. He says great white shark for sure. Give you 30 more seconds, so 20 seconds to get your answers in. Seems like most people either think it's dolphin or a great white shark. 10 more seconds. CJ said great white shark because I like the Sharks hockey team. The correct answer is a great white shark. See, CJ has an advantage because I had his older brother for 2 straight years. So CJ may already have some of this information. He might have Lucas sitting there next to him helping him out. I don't know. I don't have everybody's camera up because I am sharing my screen. But yes, it is a great white shark is my favorite animal. I would like to go swimming in a cage with them someday, but that's for another time. All right, Miss Weibel, same question.
Okay, my choices are gorilla, cheetah, giraffe, or great white shark. Let us know what you think in the chat box. I'm interested to see if anyone gets this right. Okay. Everyone has said giraffe so far. Oh, we got a cheetah. CJ says gorilla. All right, send your answers in. I'm about to tell you. Oh, Clay said for sure. I'm positive it's a cheetah.
He's very confident.
Found out we have the same favorite animal, and we
Hello.
on our list is to swim in a cage with great white sharks.
I think that's
Why
the
is it a
first
gr- why is
question
it
that no one got the
closer-
correct answer to. I did not see anybody say great white shark.
Why is the
Impressive.
shark?
All right, Mrs. Fleischer, you up.
I have a quick question. Why is the shark, what is it about the great white shark that you love?
I don't know.
Powerful and big.
They're like one of the more like, I don't know. I just grew up watching Shark Week, and that was like always like one of the ones they have, like they actually breach out of the water. And they're just like one of the largest predators in the ocean. It's just always been that one that I like.
And they're very misunderstood. A lot of people think they try to eat people, but they usually think people are seals, and that's when they end up biting people.
Okay. Okay, my turn. My favorite animal, is it A, giraffe, B, lion, C, monkey, or D, penguin?
Penguin, monkey, penguin, lion, monkey.
Monkey.
Another monkey guess.
Clay is still positive.
lot of monkey. You getting your high number of guesses is definitely a monkey.
I know. I see that. I don't know what XXDD is. Okay, so Alex is the only one who's correct. My favorite, I think that's who wrote it. Yep. My favorite animal is the giraffe. And it became my favorite animal when I was in college because it is my sorority's mascot. It's the animal that stands above the rest. And it's also the animal who has the biggest heart. That's why my favorite animal is the giraffe, because it has the biggest heart.
That's pretty cool. I did not know that. And you learn something new every day, people. Before we move on to our Zoom expectations that we're going to review, kind of some of the same things you guys saw yesterday. And some of it's a little bit, we'll go into more detail about my class, but I want to give you guys a huge compliment already because almost everybody came on and was muted in the Zoom. Almost everybody had their name, so we knew who you were. And the chat box has been used the right way. So everybody has been commenting like the questions. There's not a lot of other crazy conversation going on. We'll go over some of the things I can do in the chat box later, just so you guys are aware of it. But I just want to give you guys as a group a really good compliment. Everybody has been very attentive and done what they needed to do. So thank you for that. We're going to move forward now and kind of go over some of our Zoom expectations and what you should expect when we have Zoom meetings. So just like yesterday, I just want to go through a few of the different things you'll see on the toolbar. It may not show up this way if you're on a phone or an iPad. I've always used it on my computer. But if you're on your Chromebook or another computer, so you'll have the join audio. So make sure when you join the meeting every time you're clicking that join audio button, because sometimes you won't be able to hear me or your classmates, and we can't hear you if you don't join the audio button. All right. You have the stop and start video. So I want to take a minute. If your video is not turned on right now, please make sure you go through, and if you're in a spot where you're good, turn the video on. That lets us know that you're in the meeting. So even if your video is off, and even if you're here, if your video is off, we don't always know. I could turn on my computer and walk in the other room, right? So that lets us know you're here and we can see you, especially since we don't know you guys. We haven't met that many of you in person yet. It lets us put a face with your name, right, at the beginning of the school year.
So right now there's 4 of you who do not have your picture showing. That's Ivory, Mary Lay, Henry, and Denise. Can we see your beautiful faces?
And then,
Thank you.
so the participant button will just show you. So again, we're all getting to know each other too. So it'll show you who's in the meeting. And then the last thing is the chat box, right? And we all know we're using the chat already. We'll go over a little bit in the future here in a couple of slides, like the correct way to use the chat box and kind of some of those requirements we have with our chat box. But that's the basic part of that toolbar. Sometimes the toolbar won't show up right away. You actually have to like hover down over it to get it to pop up. So it doesn't always show up everywhere, especially when someone's sharing their screen. So sometimes you have to hover and then it'll show up. Just like yesterday, if you want to change like your picture, or not your picture, but you want to change your name or things like that, if you hover over your own picture, you'll have like the little bubbles pop up. So that'll actually help you do the bubbles. All right. So the next slide is the different views we've talked about. And so I would like you guys always to, anytime there's someone teaching, to please be in speaker view. So that means if I'm the one talking and I'm teaching, if you're in speaker view, my face will be the big one on the screen that you can see, right? Gallery view is great when you want to see everybody. And there will be times when we do morning meetings and everybody's sharing, and we'll be on the gallery view because that way you can see everybody. But if we're doing like a reading lesson or a math lesson and I want you to see what I'm doing, please be on speaker view so whoever's talking is the one you can see sharing, all right? The gallery view button, like I said, will show you everybody all at once. And then you can exit and enter full screen. So if you want the screen to take up your whole computer, what's being on, you can put on full screen. And then you can click on it to also exit full screen and make it so you can't see everything really big, all right? Does anybody, if you have any questions, I'm going to put Miss Weibel and Mrs. Fleischer kind of on chat box duty for a minute. So if you have a question that you can't find in something or you don't know, understand something, you can type a question. And if it's something we can answer, then we'll try to answer it. I did see that Clay has said he doesn't see it on Chromebook. Part of it might be because we are in I'm sharing my screen right now. So if I exit this sharing screen, you may be able to see it. So that might be why some of you guys, if it's I'm sharing my screen, you might not see everything. All right. So a couple of our expectations. I'm going to go through this one, and then I'm going to let Ms. Weibel do the next one. So the first one, like I said, be on time. There are a lot of you guys who did a good job. That if you're a couple minutes early, that is awesome, right? Because if more people are here early, that means I can admit everybody kind of at one time. And then when I admit everybody at one time, we can go ahead and get started. So I know that Neil, CJ, Jonathan, Alexander, and Alejandro, I can remember off the top of my head, we're all here a little bit early. I'm going to keep you in the waiting room until we get things started. So if it says waiting for me to start the meeting, that's great. You're in the right place. It just means the meeting hasn't started yet or I haven't let you in the room yet, because if I let you all in early and we start early, then people will keep coming on later and we will be ahead of them. Does that make sense? You can either use the reaction button or give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Good deal. Okay. So please, like I said, mute yourself. I will unmute you or ask you to unmute yourself when you're the one sharing or speaking, right? So if, let's say, Jonathan wants to share an idea and he has his hand raised, or we're in a morning meeting and I say, hey, Jonathan, go ahead. He can unmute himself or I can unmute him, and then they can share, and then mute yourself when you're done. That way, whoever's speaking can be heard. Because I think if you noticed yesterday when there were like 4 or 5 people unmuted and there were a lot of people talking at once, it gets really hard to hear each other on here. Turn on your video. We just kind of said that a minute ago. It helps us put a face with your name early in the year, and it helps us know that you're engaged and you're on here. No food or drinks around your computer, all right? Because you get stuff in the keys or you spill a drink on the keyboard and something happens to what you're using, then we have to get you all new technology. And when you get all new technology, that takes a long time to get taken care of, get your name in, get a hold of it, get it back to you. And then you're going to miss some days of stuff. So try to eat breakfast and all that before you get on, or put it off to the side during our Zoom and then go ahead and finish it when the Zoom's over and you're not on the computer. All right. Be respectful. So this goes kind of with the chat box and with people sharing and everything else. Part of being respectful is showing me you're listening and paying attention to the lesson, right? And being engaged in the lesson. And part of it is treating each other the right way in the chat box. And so I just want people to know that the setting is on that if you send a private message, so let's say CJ sends a private message to Christian. Y'all, that private message comes to Mr. Hoffman. It comes to me too. So even though you're sending a private message, I'm going to see what you're sending privately to other people. All right. So be smart and treat each other with kindness. I know yesterday, I don't think it was anybody in our class, but we had some people sending private chats to people that weren't appropriate. And those went to Mrs. Kleinsmith. So she saw them. Okay. So just be aware that anything you send in the chat box is going to come to me too, even if it's a private message. Okay. Raise your hand to talk. So whether that means you raise it on the video or you want to hit the reaction button with the hand raised so we can see it in the corner of your screen, either of those works. All right. When it comes to like we're doing math, reading, writing, and all that stuff, come prepared with what you need. So if you know you need your math notebook and a pencil, make sure you have that already so you don't have to run off camera and go find stuff. And then the last one is make sure you're in a quiet space in your house, right? I don't want to be in a room where my brother's playing video games, because if he's loud and the TV's turned up loud, it's going to be hard for me to hear the lessons. And if I'm not muted, everyone else is going to hear all that too, and it's going to make it hard to hear. Okay? I'm going to go ahead to the next slide. I know I said that fast. We'll go over these the first few days and just keep reminding you so we all know them, okay? Because I know it's hard to remember them all when you hear them just once or twice. So I'm going to go to the next slide and let Ms. Weibel share.
All right, so this is kind of talking about how you are acting during Zoom as well and yourself. So you guys need to have your ears listening. So I know you guys are muted right now. And so what we don't want you to do is mute it and put your headphones in and listen to music on your iPod or whatever you guys use, and just not paying attention, because you're here to learn and we want you to be paying attention. And then also your eyes are looking. So you're looking at the person who's talking, just like if we were in class. You don't, daydream and look out the window when someone else is talking, because that's not super respectful. So we want you to pay attention to whoever's talking. And then obviously you guys are muted, but even if you're muted, you're not talking to someone else in the background. You're not ignoring what's going on and having a conversation. And then your hands are still. So you're not flopping around in the screen while someone else is talking, because that can be pretty distracting. If Mr. Hoffman and I were having a conversation and I was doing all this stuff with my hands, it would be hard for him to focus on what he was saying. And then your body's facing the screen. So just make sure, just like a normal conversation, that you're facing forward, and then your brain is thinking. So we want you to be engaged. We want you to pay attention to what's going on. So if Mr. Hoffman's going through a math problem, we want you guys to be thinking about this math problem and paying attention, all right?
Sorry, I'm responding to Clay in the chat box really fast, and we'll move to the next slide. All right, so we're gonna get to know each other a little bit. So I'm gonna share a little bit about myself, and then I'm gonna let Miss Weibel go, and then I'll let Miss Fleischer go. And then we're actually gonna go around to you guys and ask a question, let you say your name on camera, and we all have a question for everybody to answer. So a little bit about me, if you can see the pictures on the screen. So I am, like I said, I'm in my 6th year at Nora, and I got married a few years ago. There's a picture in the middle of me and my wife, Chelsea, and she is also a teacher. She's a high school teacher at Southport High School, and she coaches volleyball. And then up in the top left corner here is my family. So you can see my dad and mom. And then my brother actually is another Mr. Hoffman. He teaches 4th grade at Allisonville, just down the road. And my younger sister, she just graduated college last year, and she works at Franklin College. She's an admissions counselor at Franklin College. And so we have 2 pups at home. We have Rossi, who's the tan colored one. We've had him for almost 4 years, and he is just turned 4 years old last month. And so we've had him a while. And then Banks right here, the one that's kind of got like the 2 colored face, the black on one side and white on the other side. We just got him last year, and he's only 11 months old. So he's still a puppy. They love to run around and play. We really like to go on long walks with them and hang out with them a lot. They got along really well. So we're really thankful for that, because we're kind of worried, about them puppies. So Clay asked if they're pit bulls. So Rossi is what they call an American Staffordshire Terrier. So he is a small breed of pit bull. He's like 60 pounds. So he's like really stocky, but he's short. Banks is a mix of all kinds of dogs. So we had a DNA test done on Banks, and he's like 5 different breeds. So he's like part pit bull, part Great Dane, part hound, part bulldog, and I can't remember the 5th one. But he's a big mixture of a lot of different things. A couple other things about me. I love sports. You can see some of my favorite sports team logos around the screen. I'm a big baseball fan most of all, and I actually coach baseball at North Central High School. So in the springtime, if we're back here in person and everything like that, I hope we are. I leave right as soon as you guys get on the bus. I head out. I go over to North Central, and I coach baseball. I also love superheroes. So you guys probably can't see, but like there's superhero stuff all around my classroom. So I'm moving my camera, but I'm small on the screen because I'm sharing, but it's very superhero themed. I love the Marvel. I love the Avengers. And then also coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker, not like crazy. I don't drink like 19 million, but I drink a couple. I need one every morning, and then I usually have one kind of in the middle of the day just to give me a little bit of energy. So that's a little bit about me. If you like sports and superheroes, those are 2 of my favorite things. So I'm going to move it on to Miss Weibel's slide, and I will let her share some about herself.
All right, so as you guys can see at the top, we've got my Hanover College logo. That's where I go to school, and I love it there. It's really small. There's only about 1,000 people at Hanover, and I think in comparison at IU, there's about 40,000, Mr. Hoffman?
Yep.
Yeah, about 40,000 at IU. So my school is very small. And then kind of next to that, you can see a picture of people hiking. I love hiking. It's my goal this year to go to all the state parks in Indiana. There's 33, and I've been to 12 so far. The picture in the middle is me and my dog hiking at Cataract Falls. So we were hiking under a waterfall there. And you can see a picture of her. Her name is Dixie, and I got her when she was 7 months old. I've had her for almost 3 years now, and she is my best friend, and I love her so much. And then in the top left corner, you can see a picture of my 2 best friends. Becca is in the front, and then Dylan is right next to me. I love hanging out with my friends. And below that, I am a big fan. Basically, and am half Mexican and I do speak Spanish. All right.
You good? Okay. So we're going to move on. I know we don't have a slide for her, but Mrs. Fleischer, go ahead. And if you want to share a little bit about
Well,
yourself.
I tried to send myself an email of my pictures, but instead I will just hold up my phone. So I have, wait 1 second. Where are my months here? Let me go back to January. I'll show you a picture. First, I'll show you a picture of my dog. This is Jeter. He is 7 pounds. He just turned 2 on July 25th. So that was only 6 days ago was his birthday. Last Sunday was his birthday. And he is 2 years old. I am married. I've been married to Mr. Fleischer. His name is Jim. This year we will be married for 25 years, which is kind of crazy because I feel like I'm still 25. So I don't know how it's possible to be married that long, but we've been married for 25 kids, and I'm trying to find a recent family photo. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. Here's a picture of the 5 of us. I have 3 children. My gosh, where did that picture go that I just thought I sent it to myself? 1 second, sorry. Here is the Fleischer, I like to call ourselves the Fleischer 5. There we are. There's the 5 of us. So over here, this is my son, Ethan. He just turned 20. That's my husband, Jim. That's my daughter, Maddie. She is 13. That's me, and that's my son, Spencer. He's 17. So Ethan goes to Indiana University. He's going to be a junior, which means he's in his 3rd year of college. This is my son, Spencer. He is 17, and he will be in 12th grade, a senior at Carmel High School. And this is Maddie. She's 13. She will be in 8th grade this year. My kids don't start school for 2 more weeks, so they're still enjoying their summer. I am from New York, as I mentioned before. I moved to Indiana 7 years ago. And this is my 7th year at Nora. So we moved here for my husband's job, and we're really happy here. We used to live on Long Island, which is right near New York City. I am a huge Yankees fan. That's why my dog's name is Jeter, after the baseball player Derek Jeter. And I love to exercise. I like to work out. I work out probably 6 or 7 days a week. And I also like to read, which I hope you do too. So that's a little bit about me. I will make a slide and share it with you next time.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mrs. Fleischer. All right, so now we're going to let you guys go around and just kind of say your name. And we're going to do 2 things. We're going to do your name. We're going to do your favorite school subject and your favorite school lunch. So think about when you eat at Nora, what's the favorite school lunch that they make and what your favorite school subject is. So I'm going to call you guys one at a time, and I'm going to unmute you. So everybody's muted. I'm going to unmute you or ask to unmute you. You might have to unmute yourself if you've muted yourself, okay? So I'm going to move mine. If you want to move to gallery view, so up there in that top right corner where it says speaker view or gallery view, you could click on gallery view and you can see everybody. Or if you want to keep it on speaker view, you can keep it on speaker view so you have a bigger picture of who's talking. But I'm going to put it on gallery view so I can see everybody's name at the same time. All right, so we're going to start with CJ. Oh, sorry. One more thing. I talk fast a lot, so if you ever need me to slow down or I get ahead of myself, just say, Mr. Hoffman, whoa, 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 whoa. Too fast. Slow it down. I'll try to catch myself.
Mr. Hoffman, we do have a couple of newcomers in this class.
Okay.
So you might want to practice
Got it.
slowing down.
And if I pronounce your name wrong, because we've not met in person at all, if I say your name wrong, or if you go by something else, tell me, and we can call you that. So like, I know CJ's real name is Cameron, but he goes by CJ, right? So that'd be one example. So if you go by a different name, tell me so I make sure we say the right thing. Okay.
Or if you have a nickname that you use, like my name is Allison, but all my friends call me Allie, but my students call me Mrs. Fleischer.
All right. So we're going to start. Thank you, Mrs. Fleischer. We're going to start with CJ. So CJ, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm CJ, and I'm a big fan of gaming, and I'm a YouTuber, and I love sports.
All right, CJ, what's your favorite school subject and school lunch?
Well, my favorite school subject is probably math, and I absolutely hate all the lunches. They're really bad. The cookies are the best, probably.
Okay. Do you bring your lunch a lot then, CJ?
Nope.
No, you just tough it out? You just tough it out. All right. Thank you, CJ. I'm going to move over to Kayla. So, Kayla, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Say your name.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and I like swimming, math.
And chicken is your favorite lunch.
So, math's your favorite subject. And, Kayla, what's your favorite lunch to eat at school? All right, Kayla, I'm gonna let you think about it, and when you remember when you can think of your favorite lunch, you can type it in the chat box. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead, Jonathan. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Jonathan.
Boys and girls, please mute yourself unless you are the person that Mr. Hoffman calls on. I see a couple of people who have their thank you all fixed. Great job.
All right, Jonathan, you're up whenever you're ready. I don't think we can hear you, Jonathan. Are you talking, Jonathan? Not if you're talking. Say, yep. All right. Did you click join? You can hear me, so we might have a microphone issue. Jonathan, why don't you type in the chat box for everybody your favorite subject and your favorite school lunch? We'll try to work on getting that figured out, the audio issue. So I'm going to mute Jonathan. We'll try to figure it out. Jonathan, you can type it in the school lunch. We'll try to figure it out. All right, Christian, go ahead. Unmute yourself, and you can share a little bit about yourself.
Hi. That's all.
So there's Christian, if you guys can see him. All right, let us know your name just so everybody can see my name with your face. Say, hi, I'm Christian. And let us know, Christian, your favorite school subject and your favorite school lunch. If you guys haven't gone yet, be thinking of your answers ahead of time so you're not trying to scramble around and think of them. All right, Christian, we're going to come back to you, okay? Because your audio is working. You're not going to get out of it. So think of it. Think of your answers. We're coming back to you. Neil, what's up, Neil? Go for it.
Hi. Everyone calls me Jay, and I'm about to get a new bird next week, Saturday. You can see the bird cage.
Oh, awesome. Neil, why do people call you Jay?
Because Neil is my dad's name, and he picked my name for me too, but I just feel like I'm taking his name.
Okay. Do you like to be called Jay instead then by like teachers too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then All right. So Jay, go ahead and tell us favorite school lunch and favorite school subject.
My favorite school lunch has to be the pizzas and the cookies. And my favorite school subject is science.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir. Go ahead and mute yourself, and we're going to go over to Alexander. Good job, Neil. Alexander, if you want to unmute yourself, say hey and let us know your two answers to favorite lunch and favorite subject.
Alex, unmute yourself.
There you go. So we can't hear Alex. As Alexander, we can't hear you either. So I wonder if we have a
Can
micro.
you push the volume up on your Chromebook? You see the volume button? Can you press on that? Are you wearing, he's not wearing headphones.
No. So Alexander, we're going to have you do the same thing as Jonathan. You can type your answers into the chat box for now. We'll try to figure out. I'm going to make a note of which people we have not been able to hear today. And we'll see if we can get that figured out. If it's nod yes or give me a thumbs up. Alexander, do you have a Chromebook from the school that you're on? Yes. Okay. Jonathan, do you have a Chromebook from the school that you're on? Yes. Okay. So we'll work on trying to get that figured out. I'll talk to technology and see if they know maybe why we can't hear you guys talking.
Alexander, do you like to be called Alexander or do you like to be called Alex?
You can type it in the chat box. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute you, though, since we can't. And we're going to go over to Cynthia. So, Cynthia, go ahead and unmute yourself and let us know your school subject and what you like to eat here at lunch.
My favorite school subject is writing.
Writing, that's a good one. All right, and what do you like to eat? What's your favorite school lunch?
The pasta.
The pasta, that's a good one. I actually, I've never eaten that, but every time I walk by, it looks good. And someday I'm going to make the decision and I'm just going to pay for it and eat it. Cynthia, thank you. Anything else you'd like to share about yourself before we go to the next person, Cynthia?
No.
No? Okay. I'm going to mute Cynthia then. We're going to go over to Alejandro. Alejandro, you're up. Whenever you're ready, unmute yourself and you can share that with us.
Hi, my name is Alejandro, and my favorite subject is writing.
Right. All right. And then what's your favorite school lunch, Alejandro?
Burgers.
Burgers. Nice. You like burgers with cheese on them or no cheese?
Cheese on them.
Cheese. I gotcha. Hey, Alejandro, do you go by Alejandro or do you have anything you go that's shorter than your full name?
Well, in my house, they call me Alex, but at school, they call me Alejandro.
Okay.
Well, which
We have
do you
Alex.
prefer?
What would you like to be called?
Alejandro.
Okay. All right. Then we'll stick with Alejandro. Thank you for sharing. We're going to go over and go to Michael. Michael, whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself. How are you?
Hi, my name is Michael, and I like playing football, and my favorite subject is math.
Math. And what about your favorite school lunch?
I like grilled cheese.
Like Mr. Hoffman.
Maybe we'll have to find out your favorite grilled cheese style sandwiches. What you like? Grilled cheese is the best. Michael, do you go by your full name, Michael? You don't go by Mike or anything?
I go by Michael.
Michael. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Michael. Go ahead and mute yourself. We're going to go over to Danya. Dunya, sorry. Dunya, go ahead and unmute yourself. If you don't, there you go.
No, I speak English.
Okay.
Yes, you do a little. You can say, my name is. Say, my name is.
Dunia.
Dunia?
Yes.
Okay, say, my name is Dunia.
My name is Dunia.
Dunia. Okay, and what do you like to learn? Say, do you like math?
No.
Science?
Snow play. Snow play.
All right. Well, we
Dunia, do you like to read? Do you like to read books?
Yes.
so
Okay, so I like to read. I like
I like to read.
Good job.
thank you, Dunia. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Good to meet you. Look forward to going more in 4th grade. All right, Corbin, go ahead and unmute yourself, Corbin, and then you can share about yourself.
I like playing football and baseball. And my favorite subject in school is science.
Science, cool. And Corbin, do you eat school lunch or do you bring your own lunch?
And sometimes I bring my own lunch, but I really don't like the school lunch.
I got you. So you bring your own lunch most of the time. Okay, good to know. All right, we're gonna go to the next, let's see, person here. And Guadalupe, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, my name is Guadalupe, and my favorite subject is reading.
Reading is your favorite subject? Awesome. And what's your favorite school lunch, Guadalupe?
Pizza.
Pizza. A lot of people here like the pizza. Guadalupe, good to meet you. Thank you for sharing. Ivory, how's it going, Ivory?
It was good.
Good. All right, Ivory, what's your favorite school subject, man?
My favorite subject is I like math. I like pizza at lunch. And
Math and pizza.
mhm.
Awesome. Good to meet you, Ivory. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And we're going to go over to, is it Ania? Is that how you say your name? Ania? All right, Ania, unmute yourself and go ahead and share.
Hi, my name is Ania, and my favorite subject is social studies.
Yes.
And
I love social studies. That's mine too when I was in school.
I do not like the school lunch.
You don't like school lunch? You bring your lunch most of the time too?
I just stick with that lunch.
Just stick with it? You tough it out? Well, okay, so if you don't like it, even though you don't like it, what's the one you tolerate the most? What's the one you like to eat out of all of them?
I like to eat the
Pizza? All right. Thank you, Ania, for sharing. I'm going to mute you, and we're going to go over to Asil. Asil, whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself. I think Asil, have you talked? Because we can't hear you. I think you may not have a microphone that works either.
Her headphones are plugged in, so maybe it's because there's no mic on her headphones.
Okay.
So unplug your headphones and try to talk.
Yeah, Asil, see if you can unplug your headphones. And take out. Now we can hear you.
I'm Asil, and my favorite lunch is pizza, but I mostly get home lunch. I mostly get my lunch box. And my favorite school subject is writing.
Is writing? So pizza and writing. Man, we have a lot. I'm glad we have a lot of people. People do not usually say writing. So I think we've had at least 3 people. So I'm glad we've had some people say writing. Asil, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And we're going to go to Eduardo. Eduardo, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, my name is Eduardo, and I love pizza. And my favorite subject is math.
Math. All right. Man, you're on the pizza crew. Eduardo, what's your favorite kind of pizza?
Pepperoni and cheese.
Pepperoni and cheese. classics. All right, Clay. I know Clay's been dying to share. He's been sitting over there. He's like, come on, get to my name. Clay, go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Clay. I'm the age of 9, and I have an electric toothbrush. And I like to learn about planes and buses. I like to know why plane crashes happen and how to stop them.
So it kind of sounds like science would be your favorite school subject, right? Because that's a lot of science goes into that. And then what's your favorite school lunch, Clay?
My favorite school lunch is actually pizza again.
Pizza?
It doesn't matter what pizza is. It could be pepperoni or cheese.
So you eat anything. You're just the pizza man. You eat whatever's on top. What if I put anchovies, those little fish on it? Would you still eat it?
Oh, no, not anchovies. I hate anchovies.
The normal toppings like pepperoni, sausage, and cheese.
Okay, I'm just going to say I like pepperoni and cheese.
All right.
I like the melty cheese because it just melts right off there and you can just eat it and you're going to be like, that tastes good. I have 3 computers which don't have a mic. Seriously, look at this one.
I got you. So are you on the school Chromebook then? Is that what you're using today?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Clay, we're a little short on time. So I'm going to go ahead. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to mute you and we're going to go over to Denise. And Denise, your camera's not on. Can you still unmute yourself and share some information, or do you need to type it in the chat box?
Denise, you also could put your picture on because I saw you for a second a little while ago. So if you could unmute yourself and show your face.
Denise.
Clay, can you get back on too, please, so we can see you?
All right, there we go. Okay, Denise, we can see you now. So Denise, what's your favorite school subject and favorite school lunch?
My favorite subject is science, and my favorite lunch school is pizza.
Pizza? Do you like pepperoni pizza too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Denise, good to meet you and see you. Thanks for turning your camera on. And we're going to go to Henry.
Hi.
Good
Hi, my name is Henry. My favorite subject is math, and I like pizza from lunch, and it is the pepperoni.
Pepperoni pizza. All right. Thank you, Henry. Good to meet you. And last but not least, Mary Lay.
Hi, my name is Mary Lay, and my favorite subject is science. My favorite lunch is pizza.
Sorry, Mary, could you say, was your favorite subject science? You're very quiet. You might have to say it a little bit louder.
My name is Mary Lay, and my favorite subject is science, and my favorite lunch is pizza.
All right. So her favorite subject was science, and her favorite lunch was pizza. You were
Mary Lay, can you show us your face so we can see what you look like? Go to video.
And press start video.
It's on the bottom of your screen.
All right. So while Mary is doing that, I'm going to go through, we're going to do one more thing. We were going to play a game, but we're kind of short on time, so we'll probably push that game to the afternoon. But what we're going to do really quick is I'm going to show you how to raise your hand if you got on the Canvas page this morning and that's how you got onto the Zoom. So I see quite a few people. So put your hands down. Raise your hands if you just used the class dojo message I sent out to get onto the Zoom meeting. Okay, so the deal is I'm probably not going to send the message out on dojo every single time we have a Zoom. So you're going to be able to get it from our Canvas page. So here in a second, I'm actually going to share my screen and I'm going to go through how to get onto our Canvas page and what you need to do to get to our Zoom meetings on the Canvas page. Okay, so I'm going to go through it slowly and then I'm going to let you practice it. Okay, and try to get back into the meeting one more time. So I'll end the meeting and then I'll start it. And I'm going to let you practice trying to get in the meeting. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And so the way you're going to do it is you're going to go to the internet and you're going to type in that, remember if you did this last year, my.msdwt.k12.in.us. All right, so I'm going to say it one more time slowly. So my.msdwt.k12.in.us. So when you go to that page, you're going to get your login screen that looks like this, right? A lot of you guys probably still remember it's the same login you had last year. All right. If you can't remember, if you've been getting on Dojo, if you can't remember your login information, have your parents send me a Dojo message or call me before this afternoon and I can tell them your login information. Okay. So if you can't remember your login, tell me, have your parents call me or send me a message and I'll tell them. Okay. So then you're going to log in, you're going to hit go, and then it's going to pull up your whole page with all your different apps, just like last year, your portal. It looks a little different this year, but it's mostly the same. So you have Atlas, some things I have, you don't, but you have your Canvas. You can get on your Google Drive, log into Lexia and Dreambox, all that stuff, all right, from there. So then you're going to click on Canvas, and it's going to open up your main Canvas page. It'll log in for you and do all that. You're going to get to this screen. Sorry, I'm going to get this off because you won't have it. You're going to get to this screen where it shows all your classes. My class is this one right here that says Hoffman's Heroes. Hoffman's Heroes. You're going to click on it, and then it'll open our main Canvas page. There's our main Canvas page. You can see it right here. It says the Hoffman's Heroes at the top. We're going to go over the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of that later. Okay, we'll go over the whole page. But to get on our Zoom, all you do is click on Live Lessons, and then it pops up the Zoom link with the ID and password, and you can log on. All right, so that's how you get to it on Canvas. I'm going to start that all over one more time. I'm going to go through it one more time slowly. All right, I'm going to log off. I'm going to go over it slowly one more time. I know my chat box is blowing up right now, and I'll do my best to try to go over it again in a minute after I finish this demonstration one more time. Okay, so you're going to go to the internet. You're going to type in my.msdwt.k12.in.us, just like you did last year when you logged on. Then you're going to go to the website. You're going to type in your username and password. And then you're going to click go. Mine's saved. So your computer probably asks to save it. You can save it too, so you don't have to do it every time. I'm going to click go, and it's going to log me into my main portal. And I'm going to click on Canvas. All right, then my classes are going to show up. I'm going to click on Hoffman's Heroes, or it says Hoffman 2021. It's going to show me this main page right here, and I'm going to click on Live Lessons. When I click on Live Lessons, there's the Zoom link to log you in. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to look at my chat box because I know I have a lot. Let's see, maybe if my chat box will open up. All right, so there's a lot of people saying raise their hand, they have questions. So CJ asked, do you get a Hoffman's Heroes t-shirt? I order those every year. We'll get to all that part later, okay? But my main concern is, can you get on the Zoom using Canvas, okay? So I will send out that information on Dojo when we log off now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the meeting, okay? I'm going to end this meeting. And then I'm going to have, go, Mrs. Fleischer, go ahead. You put your hand up.
No, go ahead. Before you end the meeting, Clay he wrote raise hand, so I didn't know if he had a question.
Yep. Clay, do you have a question?
No, but I have a comment.
Okay, what's your comment, ma'am? Go for it.
I have a YouTube channel.
Okay, you can put that in the chat box later. All right, thank you. So we're gonna go in and I'm gonna end the meeting, and then I want everybody to try to go into the portal and log into Canvas and get to the Zoom meeting. All right, so I'm gonna start another one and we're gonna see who all can get there, okay? So when I end the meeting, we're gonna do it. If for some reason you can't figure it out, it's okay. It's gonna take a while to learn. I will send messages to your parents to make sure you can get on this afternoon again, okay? But for now, we're gonna try to go in and do it. So I'm gonna end the meeting here in just a second, and then we're gonna try to log back in. Thumbs up if you're good to go. Seeing a lot of people's thumbs up. All right, here we go. End the meeting, and then we're gonna try to get back in.